Alright, Arlen, so this is what we're doing here. I welded a fixture to my welding table here. That represents the back of the craft here, so these will be the what we bolt to the back. I can't even think of what we're talking about, the back of the machine. And so each engine is centered on the center of the holes for the lift fans. And these are 1.3 liter motors. So we're going to be 2.6. We're running 16 valve heads, so it'll be a 32 valve, 2.6 liter at 5,500 RPMs, 180 horsepower. And so we'll have the power of a mild 350 Chevy small block with half the cubic inches. It's kind of like a mini Lexus motor with running the 32 valve setup on it. And then it'll still run dual distributors and stuff, and I'm going to tie the intake manifolds together. And then I've got somewhere over here, oh, I'm not sure those are the distributors, but I've got the we're going to run a 450 Holley carburetor. Oh, I'm off this intake manifold, right? Where's all my shit at? Oh, right here. So I've got this intake manifold. Let me set it up here. Dun, dun, dun. This is we're on the fan side of the motor. So this basically, I've got this 4-barrel intake manifold, and it's the same size as the throttle body basically on for the intake manifolds on it. And it's going to kind of, if I back up here, it's going to kind of sit about right there in the machine, somewhere right in there in front of the fans. And oh, I'm moving the camera around too fast. But and then I decided not to go with round tube. I went with channel. I know it's not as strong, but this is heavy enough channel. It's probably stronger than any lightweight round tube. But I wanted to be able to wash the salt water out of it, and didn't want to worry about getting galvanizing in the tubing. These are just welded to the table for the engine to set on initially to get it square. And then we're going to come off of this chain drive. I'm going to bolt a piece of metal across here to here, and then I'm going to use that to triangulate up to the prop shaft, and then I'm going to come off the back over here to the back of the prop shaft, and that area will be open. The oil pans come down about 6 inches or so, so there's lots of room. And these are directly over the top of the shelves that the machine. This is the inside of the shelf that it bolts to, and this is the outside. It's about 15 3/8 inches there on both sides. So I've got that one welded in there, and there'll be an inner mount inside there too that'll go from this piece down. And then I've got some hubs and stuff being made for the to get the sprockets out here, and we'll run the sprockets up. And I think we might just try to run one chain in a triple deal, and then we already had the sprockets cut.
Hi, Arlen.
Jesus Christ! Do you see the big sprockets went? Oh yeah, and then check these out. You gotta just come up here and look at this stuff. And anyhow, I had these made out of 70, 75 or something aluminum, so they're supposed to be as hard as steel. That's a 40 tooth, and that's an 80 tooth, and that gets us 2 to 1. And at 5,500, that takes us to the exactly to the 2750 or whatever the Whisperwind props wants. So we should be dialed in just beautiful. And if I can make this carbon intake flow for these motors and get that full 90 horse out of it, out of each one of them, I think we'll have more than double the horsepower we had before. So this thing should be a rocket machine. This hub right here is just one I've got laying here. I've actually cut one down and lightened it up and made a spud that goes in here, and the fan bolts directly to that. So we'll rob 20 horsepower off the front of each one of them to drive the lift fans. And I'm just waiting for the welds to cool down right now as we talk. And I'm going to take this out with Kurt. We're going to set it on the machine and see if I know how to use a tape measure still. We'll talk to you later.